plan for your job search. This is just the beginning to find that thing that I really want to do. I just have to caveat, this is just the beginning. Considering the situation that the world and the market of hospitality is in, and the circumstances that many companies are in right now, this will be a really long road and really challenging road, so I am prepared to tough it out. There's a lot of work that needs to be done before I'm ready to actually go and send my cover letter and CV. As I am learning through this process myself, and I'm sharing what I learned with you, I'm doing so because I'm receiving support from a company that specializes in career support. That is not something that most people can afford on a regular basis. I completely understand that I have an upper hand advantage at this, but this is the reason why I'm documenting my journey, and I am sharing my learnings as I go through them with you so that you can learn from me. The reason why I have this career support service is because my ex-employer was kind enough to provide it as part of the exit support. I'm able to learn from professional career advisors on the things that work right now and how to approach the challenges that we are in. To begin with, you need to figure out what you want to do and what kind of jobs you're looking for, so that your job search can be as specific as possible, so that all of the resources that you create around your job search, that's your resume, your LinkedIn, any email communications and cover letters that you might be writing, they are tailored and customized to that particular industry sector, that particular company, and that particular job. Because otherwise, your job search is going to be scattered and will be not specific. You will not convince the interviewer, once you get an interview, to hire you, because they're not going to see that you really want that job or you really want to work for them. They will be able to see someone who is a little bit confused and don't really know what they want. So it is not just about identifying the things you know how to do and you're good at doing. It's also identifying the things that you are interested in personally and that you would like to do someday. The more experiences you've got, the more you can pull from those experiences different things that you like doing and the different things that you learn about the companies or the industries, or just small things. It could be just personal interactions that really inspired you. You need to start somewhere. I knew that I was leaving a month in advance, so I've had some time at work to wrap things up and to think things through of what I want to do next. So the last month of work, I was really thinking hard about what are the things that I enjoy doing at my work and what kind of people and companies I enjoy working with and where I could see myself next. I know what I want to do, and that is service design and innovation, and I am pursuing companies that work in that sector. So they are service design companies, they're design companies as well, consulting companies as well. Let me know if you want to know more on how I came to the conclusion that I want to do service design and how I see my skills and experience applied in that industry. Let's look at the calendar, what we have done this week. So this week we had looked at my previous end of year review conversations and notes, which was very interesting, especially after some time that they've taken place, because usually you do one, you move on to the next, and you may look at the previous, but you never look far enough back to actually see your personality grow and change. So that was super interesting to look at. I've also looked at 2 of my personality test results. So interesting to see how those results are still very relevant from 4 years ago. We all often think that we've completely developed and changed to become some sort of new people over the course of 5 years. But I am still the same person, I still hold the same values, and I still have the same key personality traits. However, it's interesting to look at the development areas of those results and see how far I've come in those, because they often pinpoint the exact same things, and these things have come up in my performance reviews over the last few years as well, and it's really interesting to see that is something that I am continuously working on and continuously improving, and I've become much better at those things, and I'm just excited to see how far it comes. I've also identified top values that I am looking for in my future employer and how I would like them to behave in regards to these values as well, why those are important to me, and it's important to consider as well the fact that you might need to compromise on some of them. So you'll need to identify in advance which are the values that you're willing to compromise on. I also updated my LinkedIn profile slightly and changed the skills that I've got there and really reflected them to the things that I want to do in the future and removed things that are no longer relevant to what I want to do next, and I've put in things that are more relevant. My picture is a little bit out of date, so I'm going to be taking a new picture, look more relevant and professional, because you probably, if you see that picture and you think I'm coming to an interview and I come to the interview, very different person, very different expectations. It might be funny, it might make an impression and make them remember me, but I do think my profile picture should be more reflective of what I actually look like right now. After summarizing all my strengths and annual reviews, I've highlighted all the keywords that I'm interested in and I've put them in one place, and then I've used that to create my positioning statement, my career objective. Any company needs to have their vision and mission and positioning statement, and that is essentially what you need to do for yourself. And making sure it fits for the kind of job that I'm looking for as well. It's not just, look, I do these things. It's more of a, look, I do these things this way because this is how it's useful for you, which is essentially what every employer is looking for, is how can you make their life easier. The marketing strategy of your own self to your potential future employer is the most important thing, and that is the biggest lesson I've got this week. So I have a lot of work to do actually to get that done. So not just willy-nilly sending your random resumes here and there and hoping that something pays out, which I admit I've done before and I'm sure you've done before, and that's the easiest way of doing it, but it is the one that yields you less results, because it's not strategic, it doesn't have anything behind. Your resume is probably not properly tailored to that industry or that job or the employer. Plan for your job search. LinkedIn is essentially an algorithm system that when recruiters are looking for someone or companies are interested in finding people that do certain things, they go into the search bar, they put in keywords, and they find people that have those keywords in their profile. So your profile is essentially a place to host all the keywords that you need to have to get found by the right people when they're looking for a consultant or a service design consultant or a project manager. So every piece of text on your profile has to have keywords that you want to be found for. So that is your headline, that is your summary, that's your achievements within each job that you've done before or any volunteering, and especially your skills. Your skills section has top 3 skills as well that are shown before all the other, and there are 50 skills you can put in. Enforce that strategic plan and making sure it fits for the kind of job that I'm looking for as well. So, okay, subscribe and like this video and follow me along this journey.